before even stepping foot onto that set. I mean, Issa and I went to high school together. I've known her for a very long time, and there's everything about her is authentic, and that shows in that series. Like that's why it had such critical acclaim. That's why so many people related to it.
So Help Me Todd is currently airing on CBS. So for those who haven't watched the show yet, what can fans expect from the series?
Well, it's a 1 hour drama,
Yeah.
but like we got comedy. We got
Yeah.
comedy every other minute on the show. I mean, you got this guy Todd, who's a hapless private investigator who lost his license and is trying to regain it, yeah, he's actively trying to regain his license by working at his mom's office. Meanwhile, you have me, who is the private investigator with the license, who's a type A personality, who is by the book in black and white, and we got this guy Todd who's encroaching on Lyle's space, and it's just a lot of mayhem that's going on in the office and out in the
Yeah.
field when they get to team up together to work on cases. It's it's a fun mess of a show with a bunch of family dynamics too. That's very lovely and warm-hearted.
Absolutely. And you mentioned you play Lyle in the series, who's a top investigator at the firm. But what ultimately drew you to the character?
Um, I know who this person is. I
Mm.
know because of my previous work when I used to work in retail, just
Mhm.
knowing the type of person who is like by the book and it's like, well, no, rules to rules. I know who that person is. I know how annoying they can be, but I also understand why they want to follow the rules so closely to
Yeah.
watch that. But also because like, this is how you get ahead. You follow the rules, and these are the things you need to do to succeed. That's what Lyle has done his whole life. And that's partially what I've done a lot of my life until I realized some rules are meant to be broken. Um, but I just love Lyle, and also it's just so interesting to me that this is a CBS drama. I would actually I actually want to say it's a comedy in drama sheep's clothing, basically. Like
Mm.
it's supposed to be a drama, but like we're having a good time on the show. Our audience loves the comedy that's in our show. It's a lot of fun.
And one of the things I noticed when watching the show is when Todd first joins the firm, Lyle is completely against it, as you mentioned. And because of the fact that they're polar opposites, is it just the fact that Lyle is just not a big fan of Todd? Is that the big reason why?
Excuse me, Lyle knows Todd's background.
Yeah.
Lyle is the type of investigator that the partners at the law firm go to investigate new employees before they hire them, right? And
Hmm.
so, like, Lyle has quote unquote dirt on everybody in the office, or background information on everybody in the office, including Margaret, who is Todd's mother. And so he knows everything that Todd did. So that's why when we first see Todd and Lyle on screen together, Lyle reads Todd like an old book. Oh yeah, I know you front to back.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you are. Now that I know your name, oh you're Todd Wright. Oh, you couldn't be more wrong. So, I think it's a combination of just knowing Todd's history, how he's just like not a quality investigator to Lyle, according to Lyle's standards. And also, he's not a fan of the nepotism, I'm sure. It's like, so you get to break the rules and you get to have the same job as me? That's wild.
Absolutely. And Todd is played by, of course, Skylar Astin. What's it been like working with him?
It's been fun on set.
Yeah.
Skylar, as we all know him from Pitch Perfect, he's always singing on set. So there's always a melody happening. Um, and we just get to have a good time together. We get to play off of each other when the director tells us that we can have like a free pass and like improvise a little bit. That's always fun. I feel like we're always trying to make each other laugh whenever the opportunity comes up, just
Yeah.
because it just makes everything more fun. I mean, the whole crew enjoys it when a surprise happens in the form of a great improvised button or joke.
Of course. And also the show stars Marcia Gay Harden, who's a
Yeah.
legend in the industry, has an Academy Award. What is it like having her on set?
Having Marcia on set I feel honored. being on set with Marcia and sharing scenes with her as a scene partner. I mean, I feel like I'm always taking mental notes of whatever she's doing, whatever
Yeah.
choices she's making. She is a masterclass in grace and in performance as well. I really enjoy our time together. She's so thoughtful and caring about our performances and about her performance. And even if I'm having like kind of like, I would say the few times when I've been off, she's been very supportive on set, and we appreciate her very much.
Of course. And because the success of the show, So Help Me Todd has been renewed for season 2. What was your reaction when you first learned the news?
I was hyped. I'm going to be honest. I was not surprised
Yeah.
because I was like, we've got to be getting a season 2. Our show
Yeah.
is great. I love our show so much. People in my life who don't normally watch like dramas on network television were tuning in because of me, but stuck around because the show was so great and they love the show so much. The audience has been loving the show online. So when we got renewed for the second season, first I was like, I'm not surprised, but then it was like, we get to do this again.
Yeah.
We get to come back and do, I can't say how many episodes. We get to come back and do all these episodes all over again. We get to stick around with these characters so much. That's why I love television. We get to live with these characters for much longer than you would like a limited series or a movie. You know, you do a movie, you're maybe shooting for like maybe 3 months, and then that's it. And then you're done with the character. We get to stick around with these characters all year long, and now we get to do this again for another season, and hopefully seasons and seasons after that too.
Absolutely. And speaking of episodes, new episodes of the show will come back on March 2nd. So what can fans expect from these upcoming episodes?
What can fans expect? We're going to definitely see more antics between Todd and Lyle
Yeah.
and Margaret. Because Margaret, see, here's the thing about Margaret.
Yeah.
Margaret chastises Todd, but she joins in on the antics too.
Yeah.
Like if you saw the Valentine's Day episode,
Yeah.
like Margaret and Todd were conspiring to speak with each other and break the rules that Lyle had set forth. And those weren't even Lyle's rules.
Yeah.
Those rules of the law. They broke laws. So Margaret is just as guilty as Todd. So we're going to see some more of their antics with Lyle. And I think that's all I can say.
Absolutely. Well, looking forward to that. But along with what you've done on So Help Me Todd, you also started as Thug Yoda in the HBO series Insecure. What was the one thing you learned about being on that show that made such an impact?
To be honest, it's the authenticity.
Yeah.
Before even stepping foot onto that set, I mean, Issa and I went to high school together. I've known her for a very long time. And there's everything about her is authentic. And that shows in that series. Like, that's why it had such critical acclaim. That's why so many people related to it. That's why so many people were so invested. Once you saw that cliffhanger for season 1, and once you saw that series finale where they ended up at the end of that show, the authenticity of that show is so magical. And I believe every writer, director, actor, producer, everyone who was involved in television and creating in the medium that is television has so much to learn from that show. It's just when you come from an authentic place in your writing and in your storytelling, people are going to relate. It will find an audience and people will love you for it.
Absolutely. And one of the things I noticed online when it comes to the character Thug Yoda is some people really love the character. It's very popular, and some people have asked for a spinoff. If that were to happen, would you be willing to be part of a spinoff Thug Yoda series?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't get enough Bear Bears and ABBs and bamboo soup and bookies and Blorox bleach and Bew tips for the ears. You can't get enough. So I'd love to.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd love to see that. And one last question for me before I let you go is, you're on the rise when it comes to your career. You've done a lot of great things, but what are some of the goals you have moving forward?
I would love to move into film as well. In between shooting seasons of So Help Me Todd, there's opportunity to shoot some film. I have stories to tell as well. So getting my stories out there, whether it be through short films or writing my own television series or whatnot, I'd love for those to get out there. And it will happen. I'm pretty good at manifesting in my life.
Yeah.
And since I believe it will happen, it will, when the time is right.
So you're looking to produce and direct and moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely see that. Well, looking forward to that. Looking forward to what's coming up on So Help Me Todd. So Tristen, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. Congratulations on everything and continued success to you.